Hey guys, welcome back. I'm Prodigy from Kilo23. It's another backyard review. Last time you guys probably saw my Snow Wolf Barrett. It's the next day, and sadly I have sold it, but I got a pretty nice price for it, and the buyer was super happy, and I couldn't be happier. But the Barrett was a gun I was willing to part with because I don't really use it a whole lot, and I wanted it to have a home where it got some use. This, however, is my G&G GR25. And it is never going to be sold no matter what price you give me, because I love it to death. It's a gun I really love using. It's so lightweight compared to a lot of other guns out there, even M16s, the Barrett definitely, a lot lighter than the Barrett. But it's a gun I have built from the base up, and I love it to death. It may not have a lot externally on it, really just the scope and really just the scope, I guess, is the only thing it did not come with. It came with the rail covers, it came with the suppressor, which is now kind of scratched out since I've been using it quite a bit more. And, everything else externally, it came with. So it's a very externally stock gun, but internally, it's got a lot of work done to it. It shoots, as you saw, roughly 520 with 2s. It's with the hop-up turned up for 0.32s. So with the hop-up turned down, it shoots about 20 FPS hotter, so roughly 540, 545 or so. That's a great FPS. I don't like my guns shooting over 550. I feel like anything over that is really kind of excessive as far as FPS. I know a lot of people disagree with me and say anything over 500 is insane. When you go out to some place like the jungle in Marysville, Washington, it's a little bit different. There's a huge field out there. There's 600 feet to shoot across, and a gun that shoots 300 feet is great. And those end up shooting, roughly 530 to 550 probably, pretty easily. I don't have any serious modifications done to this, such as like an R-hop or a flat hop even. I'm using standard parts in it, nothing crazy at all. What I have in here so far is an SHS torque motor. I got that from Airsoft Peak a while ago. Still running great, no problems. I installed a Chimera MOSFET. That works really well. I used to have the Spectre FET in there, but I ended up wanting to use that in another gun, and so I put the Chimera in this one, and it works just as well. Obviously, safe, doesn't shoot. I'm not going to put it on semi because I've still got a magazine in here and it's loaded, and I really don't want to shoot it up into the neighbor's yard. That'd be terrible. Aside from that, the gearbox shell is still stock. I was thinking about swapping it out later for maybe like a retro arms or something if it'll fit. I have to check on that. But so far I've just got a sorbo pad and a radius shell, and it works really well. I've put well over 20,000 rounds through it on semi-auto on a 150 spring, and the shell's still holding up great. I expect it to hold up quite a bit longer with a sorbo pad and the radiusing ports in the front. Aside from that, it came with a bearing spring guide, which is great. I put a Mad Bull M150 spring in there, and that's getting the 545 mark, which is really nice. It's also got an ASTKilo air splat parts, aluminum bearing piston head. I'm still using the stock piston in here. I corrected the angle of engagement with the sorbo pad, and I have not had a need to remove or replace the original piston. It works great. It's a really tough plastic, even though it's got one metal tooth on it, and it still works fine. No complaints whatsoever. Aside from that, I've got a Mad Bull blue bucking. It's not flat hop, it's not R-hop, it's not anything. It's just a regular bucking with a regular cylindrical nub, and it shoots great. It's actually hitting roughly the 300 foot mark, just a little bit short of that with .32s, and I can pretty much consistently hit someone at 250 feet. It's really nice to be able to have that kind of range and accuracy with a gun like this. It's using a Mad Bull 601 aluminum barrel. It's been working alright. It's not my favorite barrel in the world. I might swap it out eventually, but for now it's working without any problems, and I'm happy with it. 7mm modified steel bushings. It came with bearings originally. There's no way in the world I'm going to run 7mm stock bearings on a 150 spring. That's asking for trouble. I've got system helical gears. I don't believe they're the torque gears. I think I actually had those in the Barrett when I sold it there. So system of helical gears. And I think that's actually about it. Like I said, sorbothane pad in there. Not a whole lot else. It's shooting great. You can just hear how quiet it is. Really quick trigger response. Very nice. Now, the gun has never had an orange tip on it, which is something I really like. I think it's probably an import model of some kind. It wasn't rubbed off, it wasn't scratched off. The suppressor never had an orange tip on it, so I'm thoroughly thrilled. And best part of all, it has the original G&G foam in the suppressor, so it's super, super quiet from a distance. You can be 100 feet away and just really not even hear it unless you're just like absolutely trying to listen for it in dead silence. You will probably not hear it. It's a really fantastic gun. And on top of that, since the real steel is going to be shooting 308 or 7.62, it's got a longer bolt pull on it. And this one actually has the a realistic bolt pull, but I've got a really heavy spring in here, so it doesn't pull back as far as it's meant to, so the bolt catch won't engage on this. When I got the gun originally, it was somewhat used. It had a couple upgrade parts, but the bolt catch never worked for me, which is not the worst thing in the world. But with that sound behind it, it's so satisfying to pull that charging handle. Very, very nice. I'm hoping to get a new pistol grip for this. I really like the PSG-1 style pistol grip on the SR25. I think it looks really, really menacing. This really feels good as well in the hand. So I might pick one of those up in the near future, and aside from that, this is a mean gun. I'm super happy with it. Don't ask me for a price because you are never going to have it. I'm never selling it. This is my dream gun. I love it to death. Thanks for watching, guys. I'm Prodigy from Kilo23. Come back next time. We'll have more backyard reviews. And, of course, check out my Facebook page. Every time I put up a new video, I get a few new likes. It's kind of nice. I'll have a lot of pictures on there very soon because I'm getting a really cool package from Jag Precision tomorrow. I'm, like, just waiting on the tracking number, just seeing when it'll arrive. I'm very excited. And we'll have a lot more coming. Thanks, guys. Take it easy.